a man has been mauled to death by a lion, which is believed to have strayed from the Nairobi National Park. The man was attacked and partially eaten by the animal in a residential area on the outskirts of the capital. The Kenya Wildlife Service says it is tracking the big cat, and residents have been warned to stay indoors while the hunt continues until the lion is found. According to the BBC's Ferdinand Omondi, it is not uncommon for lions to stray from Nairobi National Park or from other wild animal reserves across the country. Well, Ferdinand Omondi, the BBC's correspondent in Kenya, joins us now to give us more details on this story. Thank you for joining us. What is the update at this time? Has the lion been found?
Unfortunately, no, and it's already approaching dark when the residents are now supposed to be going back to their homes, so it's going to be a very nervous evening. These stray lions is very hard to know them because it's an area that is basically full of trees and thickets in between the residential areas. So whether it has gone back to the park or is still straying, it is unknown. So far, the Kenya Wildlife Service is still looking for the lion.
Yeah, the proximity of these reserves to the capital has led to tragic encounters in the past. How are residents reacting to this, especially those you say want to be going back home at this time?
Well, it's been greeted with a bit of nervousness because man-eating lion is not a very common affair. You get that there have been several spottings, especially in that part of just outside Nairobi. I mean, even as recently as October, there was a pride of lions that was spotted in one of the estates, and so there has to be questions raised around exactly how porous are the borders near that area where the residents are staying. So very nervous people right now. And the fact that the lion that is now a man-eating lion hasn't been captured, I would suppose they won't be sleeping easy, or those who are coming home late will be very worried.
Yeah, and a sad time also it is for the families of this man that was killed. Will there be any compensation from the government?
The Kenya Wildlife Service issued a statement today saying that it was very sorry about the incident and that it was going to reach out to the families. But the issue of compensation has pretty much been a very big debate. How much is the value of human life? And it happens very so often, especially in the reserves where humans live in the same areas as the animals. And in this case, now it's a game park whereby it's a lion that's strayed out of the park into where residents are. So there will be some form of compensation, yes, but I doubt the family will be satisfied with it.
And will there be any consequences perhaps for the rangers who are supposed to keep an eye on this lion?
Well, this is the tricky part because the Nairobi National Park is essentially fenced in the areas where it gets close to the residents. So these are lions that reach the park, and there's no law that I know of that could say that there's a ranger can be held accountable. If it was a zoo and the animal strays out of the zoo, is a different story. But the issue of stray animals in Kenya isn't uncommon. In fact, in while driving through some of Kenya's highways, it's not uncommon to see zebras, hyenas, and an occasional giraffe crossing the road. The wild animals are mostly kept far in the deep, and they don't like living people. So these are usually strange occurrences, which it's very difficult to pinch on the rangers because they roam freely.
Okay, finally, before I let you go, are there any measures in place to, prevent this catastrophic occurrence again?
More often than not, most of the game parks have been fenced. For instance, the Nairobi National Park, which is the closest to the city, it's about 127 square kilometers. There is an electric fence around it. So it's a bit of a mystery how these lions breach these spaces. In where there are game reserves, a game reserve is where human beings are allowed to, breed and grow and to farm the areas where the animals are, like the Masai Mara, which is very popular essentially have enclosures where they stay. So it becomes a bit more difficult in those areas because you will find elephants close by and destroy crops. And it's always a human wildlife conflict that now the government has failed to find a permanent solution to because you want to keep animals safe from human, but you also want to protect the animals, and they have yet to find a balance.
Okay, Ferdinando Mondi, the BBC's correspondent in Kenya. Thank you for bringing us up to speed on that story.